Breaking tonight, another one of Trump's cabinet nominations confirmed just moments ago.
And students had a chance to attend the career fair. We'll tell you more about that later.
And the shot down McKinley Avenue reveals the reality of today. We saw a bit of snowfall finally for the first time in a little while, and that's actually causing some school delays. I'll have that a little bit later on in the show, but NewsLink Indiana starts now.
Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Emerson Lehman.
And I'm Abby Lutz. Thanks for joining us.
Well, after a high of 61 yesterday, Muncie is now under a winter weather advisory.
That's right. NewsLink Indiana's Caleb Saylor is at the weather wall now with a look at the winter weather coming our way. Caleb?
Fortunately for us, this winter weather's actually just about done for our area. We're seeing, and actually they've just cut out the Grant, Madison, and Blackford counties out of that winter weather advisory, but that's still going on for us until about 11 p.m. this evening. Our satellite radar over the past 6 hours, we're seeing that snow beginning to taper off. Just a few scattered snow flurries here and there, but we did see some heavy banding of snow at times, and that coupled with the wind was actually the reason why we saw that winter weather advisory, and we've actually seen some school delays. Yorktown's already issued a 2-hour delay. Madison Grant County Schools, they've also issued a 2-hour delay, as they did in Anderson Community Schools. You're on a 2-hour delay as well. Make sure to check your school's website to see if your school district has issued a 2-hour delay for tomorrow morning. And our models weren't terribly far off from what we actually saw by about 7 p.m. 1.5 inches here in Muncie according to the Euro model, and 1.4 according to the GFS. And around 7 p.m. we saw about an inch and a quarter of snow. High temperatures today, 45 degrees here in Muncie, 44 in Indianapolis. And coming up a little bit later on in the show, that snow is going to melt. We're going to have our next rain chance on Sunday, plus a lovely Valentine's Day forecast for you. Guys?
Well, President Trump's Twitter account is causing quite a stir in the legal community. On Friday, federal judge James Robart blocked Trump's executive order that bars citizens of 7 predominantly Muslim countries from entering the U.S. for 90 days. The order also denies all refugees from entering the country for 120 days and indefinitely bars refugees from Syria. Following Judge Robart's ruling, Trump tweeted, "The opinion of this so-called judge, which essentially takes law enforcement away from our country, is ridiculous and will be overruled." In a conversation with Senator Richard Blumenthal, Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch voiced his disapproval of the president's conduct on Twitter, describing his so-called judge comment as demoralizing and disheartening. Senator Blumenthal said to Gorsuch, "If a litigant before your court said what President Trump said, you would hold him in contempt of court." Gorsuch did not respond to that comment.
And after 30 hours of heated debate, the Senate voted this evening to confirm Senator Jeff Sessions of Alabama as the next Attorney General. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren was the most outspoken objector to Sessions' nomination, citing a 1986 letter by Coretta Scott King, wife of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., that opposed Sessions for federal judgeship. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell accused Warren of disputing Sessions on the Senate floor, a violation of Senate rules. As a result, Warren was forced to sit down and stop debating. McConnell then came to Sessions' defense, calling him one of the most humble and most considerate people you'll ever meet, and a true Southern gentleman. Sessions, one of Trump's closest advisors and earliest supporters in the Senate, overcame the Democratic resistance with a final vote of 52 to 47.
It's day one for me, but it's simply the next day in this department's history to pursue its mission. I'm ready to work with you. Let's get started.
That was newly confirmed Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos. DeVos addressed the staff members of the Education Department earlier today. In her address, she vowed to work with everyone, including her opposition, to ensure the best education for American children. Following the contentious nomination, she also directed a statement toward any opposition. DeVos said, quote, "Let us set aside any preconceived notions, and let's recognize that while we may have disagreements, we can and must come together, find common ground, and put the needs of the students first." DeVos outlined her goals for the department and even joked about the confirmation process. She ended by telling everyone she's a, quote, "door open kind of person."
And Indiana lawmakers are considering another bill concerning abortions. Proposed legislation in the Indiana House of Representatives would require information to be shared with women seeking an abortion. They would have to be told that if they change their minds, a drug-induced abortion can sometimes be stopped, even after they've begun taking the regimen of drugs. But the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists opposes such an intervention. The doctors group said the process of reversing an abortion, and we quote, hasn't been sufficiently vetted or scientifically proven. Supporters of the legislation say the additional information would simply become part of informed consent. And the Ball State chapter of National Association for the Advancement of Colored People is educating the campus community about Black history using a well-known game. NewsLink Indiana's Brittany Ehrman has more on the story.
This person entered college at the age of 15 and became an important leader in the civil rights movement.
The NAACP took the classic game of bingo and turned it into a trivia about prominent figures in African American history. One of the group members reads a description of someone on the board, and if you know the answer, you fill in spaces until you win. But the purpose is much more than just winning. NAACP President Deja Blackman referenced to President Trump's comments at a listening session about Black History Month.
Frederick Douglass is an example of somebody who's done an amazing job and is being recognized more and more, I notice.
The president's comments immediately drew criticism because some perceived it as a reference to Frederick Douglass still being alive when he died in 1895. Blackman stressed for reasons like this, it's important to be educated about African American culture and be grateful to those who opened several doors of opportunity.
Especially us as, college students growing up, we really should take heed to what has been done for us, because if not, we wouldn't even be able to sit here and have this conversation at this institution. So I just think it's just important to just know your history, because it seems as if history is repeating itself.
Harriet Tubman.
Which is one of the reasons why Ball State student Octavia Miller attended the event, to find a source of inspiration.
Not much has really changed. And so a lot of people want to say it's worse, or nothing has happened, and there has been a lot of steps forward, but right now I think our country has really shown itself for its true colors and really reminded us that we still have a whole lot more work to do.
And Miller stressed step one to starting the process is being knowledgeable about the people who paved the way and to be inspired to make a difference and inflict real change. In Muncie, Brittany Ehrman, NewsLink, Indiana.
If you want to get involved with the organization, the NAACP has meetings on every second and fourth Wednesday of the month at 6 in the evening in the Multicultural Center. After the break, hundreds of students flocked to Worthern Arena for the Cardinal Career Fair.
Plus, one organization's mission to raise awareness about the homeless when we come back.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Facing the streets with only a trash bag of clothes, reporter Abby Kirk tells us one Muncie man's story about the lowest point in his life.
20 degrees and nowhere to go. When the bitter cold hits, the walk begins. His own two shoes led Stephen Croyle Jr. to a place he never thought he'd end up at.
It's really, literally turned my life around.
4 years ago, a strong addiction to heroin led Croyle down the wrong path, a path to 7 months in jail.
I was really upset and I was angry. I was bitter about it.
And life hit hard when he received an eviction notice from his own father, forcing him to face the streets alone.
It just crushed me. You know, I thought, man, did I piss my family off that bad?
Croyle had hit his all-time low.
Going through withdrawals from heroin is probably the worst experience a person could feel.
But what he didn't know was what was the best experience he could feel. Muncie Mission Ministries Executive Director Frank Baldwin welcomed Croyle with open arms when his family wouldn't.
They're here because all other options have been exhausted.
Croyle is just one example of the many whom walk through these doors, but now he has a different walk to focus on.
One of the things that we've really hoped for is pretty cold weather.
This Saturday, parts of the local community will start here at the field house and walk all the way to here at Muncie Mission, where they can step into the struggles that the homeless face.
So these are the teams that have registered so far.
72 teams are already signed up, but Muncie Mission hopes for even more. Over 2,000 residents participated in last year's walk, raising over $90,000.
We only walk a mile. There's an end to the walk. For so many, there is no end.
Donations are welcome, and participants can contact Muncie Mission online or on the day of the event to receive a shirt. Registration is free, but the impact is priceless. In Muncie, Abby Kirk, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information about Walk a Mile in My Shoes, you can visit www.walkformunciemission.com. Registration begins at 8 a.m. this Saturday at the Muncie Fieldhouse.
Today, Ball State students had the chance to attend the Cardinal Career Fair. Brittany Carlin has more on the story.
Ball State's Cardinal Career Fair took place this morning. I talked with James Mitchell, Associate Director of Employer Relations, about the event.
But in the spring semester, we offer Cardinal Job Fair, which allows employers for hiring for all different majors, full-time, internships, summer positions, and they come to a career fair in order to meet candidates, whether that's students or alumni.
This event is meant to help Ball State students and alumni find their path. I spoke with Madeline Kleins, a political science major, about her reasons for being here.
My main objective for coming was just to kind of get an idea of who's hiring in my field.
Not only do students and alumni attend this event, but so do teachers. I spoke with Kathy Day, Assistant Chair of the English Department, about why she is in attendance.
I'm here to try to help my students figure out what direction to point themselves. They may not know that many of the businesses here need writers, but the business is not called, writing ink. So I'm trying to figure out ways to help my students find those kinds of jobs.
Today I am here in Worthen Arena where they had their Cardinal Career Fair. There was over 160 different employers, and if you weren't here to make it, you can go to the app Cardinal Fair Plus and check out all the different things here. I'm Brittany Carlin in Muncie, NewsLink, Indiana.
If you would like to attend future events, visit www.bsu.edu/Career Center for more information. Well, we've had a lot of snowfall all throughout today. Caleb, what can you tell us about what's coming up in weather?
Yeah, so the high temperatures throughout the region are actually in the upper 40s, 45 here in Muncie, but that was early this morning. Temperatures are going to drop throughout this evening, and we'll tell you how cold we'll get a little bit later on in the show.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. And Abby, I was really enjoying the 61-degree temperature yesterday, and then today they hit us with snow.
Exactly. Today, so much snow. Where did it even come from? I was driving here. I was sliding all over the road. It's kind of annoying. So, Caleb, what can you tell us what's coming up in weather?
Well, fortunately for you guys, the snow's not going to stick around for too much longer, maybe a day or so. Outside, we're taking a look live down McKinley Avenue, Frog Baby. This is courtesy of weather forecaster Chelsea Smith. At 7 p.m., we had about an inch of accumulation. I talked about those temperatures before the break. Temperatures have been dropping throughout the day, and that's going to continue during the overnight hours. Tonight, we're seeing temperatures around 28 degrees, still a few flurries falling. Winds out of the north at around 14 miles per hour. Current temperatures around the region, up in Fort Wayne, 27 degrees, as they are in Kokomo. 29 degrees in Indianapolis and 28 here in Muncie. But these winds are really coming out of the west-northwest, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it is feeling very cold outside. And those current wind chills feels like temperature is 17 degrees here in Muncie. Our satellite radar situation, we're seeing all of this precipitation push off to our east, and we're seeing nice clearing skies back behind it. And that's going to be in store for us at least throughout the day on Friday, but precision cast overnight. By 2 a.m., we're just going to see a few spotty snow showers, but some of the clouds are going to clear out by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. Temperatures overnight going to drop down to around 18 degrees. We're expecting that snow to stop around 12 a.m., but winds are going to be brisk, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour at time. And your bus stop forecast, unfortunately for some of you around the area, that 7 a.m. time is going to be pushed back to 9 a.m., but at 7 a.m., we're going to see 18 degrees. Those road conditions will be slick. So if you're headed out tomorrow morning, make sure to give yourself a bit extra time. But by 3 p.m., we're going to see a few peaks of sunshine. Fortunately for us, 22 degrees. And precision cast for tomorrow, just clear skies, heavier on the cloud, or lighter on the cloud cover than what I'm anticipating. These wind chills are going to hang around throughout most of the single digits throughout most of the day tomorrow. Forecast for tomorrow, 22 degrees. And your 7-day forecast looks like this. We are warming up for the weekend, guys, but unfortunately, big rain chance on Sunday, 70%, and a slight chance for some thunderstorms. But to begin next week, we're going to see plenty of sunshine. And take a look at that Valentine's Day forecast, guys. Sunny skies, 47 degrees. So if you've got plans on Valentine's Day, it is going to be perfect weather outside.
All right, well, thank you for that look into weather, Caleb. DeMarcus, what's coming up in sports?
Well, guys, Ball State women's basketball was in action tonight. We have live recap of the game, and also softball season is upon us. We preview Ball State season next.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Good evening, Cardinals fans. The last time Ball State and Bowling Green met in women's basketball, Renee Bennett stole the show. The Cardinals senior finished with a double-double while recording her 1,000th career point. Tonight, her team looked to sweep the season series. Bennett was good again tonight, but Bowling Green came out firing early. Let's pick things up in the first quarter. Sydney Lambert makes the three for the Falcons, but it was all Ball State from there. Bennett steps back and hits the big three for the Cardinals. On the other end, Carmen Grande comes with the steal and finishes the layup in transition. It was all Ball State tonight, 91-7. Our Josh Shelton is live at Worthen Arena with reaction. Josh?
Thanks, DeMarcus. And it was the Carmen Grande and Renee Bennett show all night long. They had 40 points between the two of them, 20 each, as that accounted for almost half of the Cardinals' points. When Grande was done shooting the ball, she started passing it, driving in the lane, and accounting for 4 assists. On the defensive end, Renee Bennett had 15 rebounds and had a double-double in just the first half. Along with Jill Morrison's 4 three-pointers and 15 points, they were the key to tonight's victory. That's all we have here in Worthen Arena. I'm Josh Shelton. Back to you, DeMarcus, at the desk.
Thank you, Josh. Meanwhile, can you believe spring sports are already here? Ball State softball is set to kick off its season this weekend in Louisiana. Our own Aaliyah English has a preview.
The Cardinals are back into the swing of things. Friday, the softball team travels to the University of Louisiana for the 31st annual Louisiana Classic.
On some real dirt again, right? Be outside and watch the balls fly.
Over the weekend, the Cardinals take on 2 of the 22 NCAA RPI ranked teams they will see this season. Senior Amanda Arnett says the team will not let the ranking affect them.
Every team plays differently every day, and so it gets kind of hard. You see that name, you see that ranking, and it might get a little scary, but at the end of the day, we're just going to go out there, we're going to play hard, and hey, let's beat a ranked team. Why not?
With the addition of 13 new teammates, senior Rachel Hauk is optimistic about the season ahead.
I know we're going to be underestimated at first, but based on how we did last year, but we're a whole different team now, and I'm just really excited to get out on the field and prove everyone wrong and show everyone what we can do.
After 6 months of practice, head coach Megan Barlett is looking forward to seeing the team in action and to see just how well this young team will do as they head into conference play.
It's a long stretch. It's a long weekend, and then that turns into a long preseason, which turns into a marathon of a season, right? But I think constantly in the back of our mind is, are we getting prepared for the MAC? For me, I have 13 new players. So I'm trying to see, when the rubber meets the road and we get into a tight spot in a game and it's a full count, who's going to come up with that big game-winning hit? Who's just really going to get tough when it matters and who's going to compete and get gritty when it matters.
In Muncie, Aaliyah English, NewsLink, Indiana.
Their first game is on Friday versus DePaul, so good luck to the lady softball team out there.
Well, thank you for that sports update, DeMarcus. And coming up, a musical competition is heading to campus this weekend. Find out more after the break.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back. I'm Kate Chalero with your entertainment news. Dear Evan Hansen, a new Broadway musical, released its digital soundtrack on February 3rd. The show stars Ben Platt, Laura Dreyfus, and Rachel Bay Jones. The spunky, upbeat music in the show accompanies a plot of a high school student who goes from zero to hero because of a little white lie. The show was transferred to Broadway on December 4th and will run through November of 2017. The a cappella community on Ball State's campus is booming with excitement. Varsity Vocals, the International Association for Collegiate A Cappella, has announced that it will be hosting the quarterfinals competition right here at Ball State. On February 11th at 7 p.m., the walls of Pruis Hall will be echoing with a cappella. 5 of the 9 groups that will be performing that night come from Ball State. Tickets for this weekend's performance can be purchased at www.varsityvocals.com. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, so grab a loved one or a friend and some chocolate and head out to see A Dog's Purpose. This is a heartwarming new movie that audiences are raving over. Based on the book of the same title, this film is about a dog that realizes its own purpose as it changes the lives of all its different owners. With stars such as Dennis Quaid, Britt Robertson, and Josh Gad, this family-friendly film is sure to make you laugh, cry, and everything in between. It is currently playing at the AMC Showplace in downtown Muncie. I'm Kate Chalero, and that's all for your entertainment news. Back to you at the desk.
Well, thanks, Kate. And Caleb, let's have a final look at weather.
Yeah, so fortunately, like I said, temperatures are going to be on the rise throughout this week. And our big rain chance is going to come on Sunday. There is a slight chance for a thunderstorm. Our weather forecast team will keep updating the forecast as necessary, but into next week, we're going to see sunshine return. Temperatures are going to remain about average for this time of year. Valentine's Day on Tuesday, looking very nice. 47 degrees and a bit of sunshine.
All right, well, that's all for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.